Now we need to update our search a little bit and make the whole site function a little bit better. So let's go back into Kimono Edit, and we will go into our home.html tab here. And remember how this location returns 2 items? We need to kind of make this work a little bit better. And since there's 2, we can go back in here and change this to being 2 items in the list. So we'll change it to name and location ID. So then change this variable to name, and we'll put loc ID. Do one more search, and now it returns just a better format than what we had before, where they were all in lists. But now since we have this ID, we can actually link that. So let's jump back into our template file here, and let's just cut this out, and we'll do href and we want to make sure we put location here. Okay, so this is coming from our URL. So if we go in here, we'll see, oh, we actually want to put this trailing slash there. So now when we go and test it, let's try it one more time. Newport Beach. It's going to start searching through, and then we'll go to Minute King, and there we go. And if we just have the one, it'll add the slash towards the end. So Minute King works. We can press any of these and it will work. Takes it to that unique page. Cool. So now on the unique page, we actually want to get some more information about these locations. So first off, we'll do Locu equals true if it's that one. Otherwise we'll do 4 square equals true, and then we'll say if Locu, we'll run some code, elif 4 square run some other code, and else just pass. So make sure we're spelling things correctly. So what's going to happen here is if it's getting the object from there, then we know that that location ID is from Locu. Otherwise it's going to be from Foursquare, and then we'll have to run some different stuff. But in this case, we actually want to get our menu items from that specific location. So we need to go back into Locu's API console here, and if we look at this new one, we want full details. Notice it has the venue ID right there, which is the same as that, and then it has our API key, and it's giving more details than what we had beforehand, which was just more of a shortened version of it. So we will use this exact same thing, and we're going to implement a new function. So going into functions, Locu search, we're going to define this one as Locu details, and it's going to take in a Locu ID, and the URL is that one. And notice we don't have search there anymore, right? So then we'll do new URL equals URL plus the Locu ID. All right, and then we need to get our API too. So let's just copy that. So in yours, you might have to declare the API key here. In this case, we're just going to be jumping from here. And then we want to make sure that we're doing this as well. So adding the API key. All right, so the data, again, we're going to grab that data. and we'll just do a details list. So details equals to a list, and we're going to do something very similar to the first thing, but in this case we're going to be bringing in a bunch of details. So let's go through here all the different objects, right? So all the objects. So we can get the Facebook URL, we can get if there's menus, Twitter ID if there's one. But in this case, we aren't going to go through all of them right now. So let's just do longitude and latitude, because I'm going to actually get us building towards making a map and putting this on a Google map. So let's get the longitude and latitude. So for items, we will get long and lat. Long and lat. So if we go back in here, just like the name was right here, we have latitude and longitude. Let's actually put it in the format we've done before. Okay, so then details append, and then it's going to return details. Now we want to grab this, go back into our views for the single page. So if Locu single, we're going to say details equals Locu details. So we need to make sure that we're importing this from our functions here. So from GeoLocator.functions import Locu details, right? And then we're going to pass through the location. Now again, this is only going to be true, this is only going to happen, these details are only going to happen if this one is called and it's correct. If this is not found, it's going to go to the next one. That's pretty much it. So now with these details, we want to go into home, or single, excuse me, and let's just put details for now. It should give us back a list of items. It should give us back these two as a list. So let's jump in and actually look at one. And we have an error in here. Let's see what the error is. Unexpected indented block. Okay. Oh, it's because of this. So details equals false. So in your if statements, you actually have to have something there. You can't just put a comment, otherwise it's going to raise an error like it just did. And can't concentrate, concatenate, excuse me, string objects. So let's go back into our functions. So I'm pretty sure it's the function problem, yeah. So if we go into functions line 29, we'll go in here and we'll see Locu ID. Remember, it's a number, so we have to make it into a string. And if we look back into our Locu ID, notice that it's not only a string, but it has to have a slash and a so the slash as well as a question mark, just like that. So we can even get rid of that right there. And now that should work just fine. So let's go back into Chrome, back into our location, and there we go. Now we have this list of our two items. It's a list within a list, so let's actually go back to our function and kind of change how we did this. So within our details, we'll just take this out and paste it here. And then we can just delete that, copy this, and then paste it. Sure you're indented right along. So the reason we can just do it like this is because it's specific for one location. We don't have to do it like we did up here, where it's associating the name and the ID. That's why we made a list within a list, because we're not listing very many things out in this case. All right, so now if we go back into Chrome, we will now see a list of our latitude and longitude. And this is a great start to get our actual map showing up. So we will do that in the next one, where we show a map as where this place is actually located, which will be pretty useful for us. So we will see you in the next one.